The Stoic Fortress, 10 Lessons to Master Your Mind and Conquer Chaos. Forging inner peace in a turbulent world. In the relentless current of modern life, where distractions abound and anxieties permeate, the pursuit of inner peace often feels like an elusive dream. The world relentlessly demands our attention, bombarding us with information, expectations, and pressures that can leave us feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and disconnected from our true selves. We are constantly bombarded with news, social media updates, and an endless stream of stimuli, making it increasingly difficult to quiet the noise and find a sense of inner calm. The insidious nature of these distractions lies in their ability to hijack our attention, pulling us away from the present moment and into a state of perpetual anxiety about the future or regret about the past. We become enslaved by the illusions of what was or what might be, forfeiting our power in the present moment. The antidote to this modern malady lies in cultivating mental fortitude, a skill that has been honed and revered for centuries by Stoic philosophers. Stoicism offers a powerful framework for navigating the complexities of life with resilience, wisdom, and a profound sense of inner peace. This is not about escaping reality or suppressing emotions. It's about cultivating a mindset that empowers us to face challenges with clarity, composure, and unwavering resolve. The principles of Stoicism, though ancient, resonate profoundly in today's world. They offer a practical and timeless guide to cultivating mental resilience, managing emotions, and finding meaning in the face of adversity. This series will embark on a journey to explore these principles, unlocking the secrets to mastering your mind and forging your own inner fortress, impervious to the chaos of the external world. This is not simply an academic exercise. It's an invitation to transform your life, to cultivate a mindset that empowers you to thrive amidst the storms, to find peace in the present moment, and to live a life of purpose, balance, and unwavering inner strength. Prepare to challenge your assumptions, question your beliefs, and embark on a transformative journey toward a more controlled, composed, and contented you. Your journey towards mastering your mind through the art of Stoicism begins now. Lesson 1. The power of perception shaping your reality. Our perception of the world shapes our experience of it. This profound lesson, articulated by the philosopher Emperor Marcus Aurelius, is not merely a philosophical abstraction, but a practical tool for navigating the complexities of life. It underscores the Stoic belief in the power of the mind and the potential for inner peace, irrespective of external circumstances. As Aurelius famously stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful sentiment forms the bedrock of our exploration. It suggests that the key to enduring happiness and strength lies not in altering our external world, but in transforming our internal one. Our perceptions, the lens through which we view our surroundings, shape our reality. By consciously choosing our perceptions, we can navigate life's vicissitudes with equanimity and grace. Imagine two individuals facing the same challenging situation, such as a job loss. One individual perceives the job loss as a devastating blow, a sign of personal failure, and a cause for despair. They become consumed by negative thoughts, feelings of anxiety, and a sense of hopelessness. The other individual, armed with the Stoic understanding of perception, chooses to view the job loss as an opportunity for growth, a chance to reassess their career path, and a catalyst for positive change. They acknowledge the initial disappointment, but quickly shift their focus towards exploring new possibilities, developing new skills, and pursuing their passions. The difference between these two individuals lies not in the external event itself, but in their perception of it. The first individual allows their perception to be dictated by negative emotions, leading to a downward spiral of despair. The second individual actively chooses to reframe their perception, empowering them to navigate the challenge with resilience and optimism. This lesson extends beyond major life events. It applies to every interaction every challenge, and every experience we encounter. By consciously choosing our perceptions, we can transform our daily lives, finding strength, peace, and meaning in even the most mundane circumstances. As we integrate these teachings into our lives, we honor the legacy of Aurelius and the profound insights of Stoicism, finding strength and tranquility in the fortress of our minds. Practical exercise, reflective journaling. Each morning, take time to write down your immediate thoughts and feelings. Throughout the day, note any negative perceptions and actively reframe them into positive or neutral perspectives. Reflect on how this changes your emotional response to events. Challenge a negative belief about a recurring situation by identifying evidence that contradicts it. For instance, if you believe you always perform poorly in meetings, recall a time you contributed effectively. Lesson 2. The Stoic practice of rationality and control, mastering your domain. Building upon the foundation of Stoicism as taught by Marcus Aurelius, we delve into the second profound lesson, the practice of rationality and the understanding of control. This lesson, pivotal to Stoic philosophy, guides us in discerning the aspects of life within our control and those beyond it. It encourages us to invest our energies wisely, focusing on our internal fortitude rather than external circumstances, a theme Aurelius passionately advocated for. At the heart of this lesson is the Stoic emphasis on rationality. Stoicism teaches us to use reason as our compass, helping us navigate the often turbulent waters of life. Rationality allows us to distinguish between the good, the evil, and the indifferent, urging us to concentrate on what truly matters. This practice is not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding and managing them through the lens of reason. It's a call to a life where decisions, actions, and beliefs are grounded in thoughtful consideration rather than impulsive reactions. A core tenet of Stoicism is understanding the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. This distinction is vital in how we approach life's challenges. Aurelius prompts us to focus our efforts on our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, the realms where we have genuine control. Conversely, we are encouraged to develop acceptance for the things outside our influence. The unpredictable elements of life, like the actions of others, the past, and certain aspects of our future. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. You have two options: to become consumed by frustration, honking your horn, and allowing your anger to escalate, or to accept the situation, acknowledging that you cannot control the traffic, and shifting your focus towards what you can control, such as your attitude and your response. The first option leads to a state of heightened stress and anxiety, potentially impairing your ability to perform effectively in a meeting. The second option allows you to maintain a sense of calm and composure, enabling you to use the unexpected delay to your advantage, perhaps by reviewing your presentation or mentally preparing for the meeting. The key is to recognize that your reaction is a choice. You cannot control the traffic, but you can control how you respond to it. By embracing rationality and focusing on what you can control, you can transform a potentially stressful situation into an opportunity for self-mastery. Practical exercise, rational decision-making. When faced with a decision, list the pros and cons. Ask yourself which choice aligns best with rational thought rather than emotional impulse. Practice this for small, daily decisions to build the habit. When feeling overwhelmed, list out the aspects of the situation you can control versus those you cannot. Focus your energy on actionable items, letting go of concerns outside your control. Lesson 3. Cultivating mind control and inner serenity, building your inner citadel. Moving deeper into the realm of Stoic philosophy, Lesson 3 focuses on an essential aspect of Stoicism as taught by Marcus Aurelius, controlling the mind to achieve inner serenity. This lesson revolves around the principle that true peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. It explores the Stoic belief in the immense power of the mind and how we can harness it to cultivate a life of tranquility and resilience. The philosophy posits that our inner world holds the key to our emotional and mental well-being. Marcus Aurelius, with his profound insights, taught that the turbulence we often experience is not due to external events, but rather our reactions to them. This realization empowers us to take control of our mental state. By mastering our thoughts and emotions, we can maintain a state of tranquility irrespective of the external chaos that may surround us. Imagine a scenario where you receive a critical email from a colleague or supervisor. Your initial reaction might be anger, defensiveness, or a sense of self-doubt. However, by applying the principles of mind control, you can choose to respond in a more rational and constructive manner. Instead of immediately reacting to the email, take a moment to pause and observe your emotions. Acknowledge that you are feeling angry or hurt, but resist the urge to let these emotions control your response. Remind yourself that your worth is not defined by this criticism and that you have the power to choose how you react. Consider the criticism objectively. Is there any truth to it? If so, what can you learn from it? If not, can you simply dismiss it as the opinion of someone else? Once you have processed the email rationally, you can respond in a calm, professional, and constructive manner, focusing on addressing the concerns raised and demonstrating your commitment to improvement. This example illustrates the power of mind control to transform a potentially stressful situation into an opportunity for personal growth and self-mastery. By mastering your thoughts and emotions, you can navigate challenges with grace, resilience, and unwavering inner peace. Stoicism doesn't advocate for the suppression of emotions, but rather for their understanding and rational management. Emotions are seen not as enemies, but as signals. The key is to interpret these signals through the lens of reason and logic. By doing so, we can respond to emotional situations with clarity and wisdom, preventing impulsive reactions that may lead to regret. A crucial aspect of controlling the mind, according to Stoic principles, is the practice of mindfulness and present moment awareness. This involves focusing our attention on the here and now, acknowledging thoughts and sensations without judgment. Aurelius advised that by anchoring ourselves in the present, we can escape the anxieties of the future and the regrets of the past, finding peace in the current moment. Another essential practice in mastering mind control is regular self-reflection. This process involves examining our thoughts, motivations, and actions and aligning them with our core values and principles. Through self-reflection, we can identify areas for personal growth and develop strategies to enhance our mental fortitude. Practical exercise, mindful breathing. In moments of stress, pause and focus on your breath for a few minutes. Use this time to detach from chaotic thoughts and return your mind to a state of calm. Practice saying, "I choose not to give this power over me," when encountering stressful situations. Recognize that your reaction is a choice. Lesson 4. Mastering responses to external events. The art of inner harmony. Continuing our exploration of Stoic philosophy, we delve into Lesson 4, which focuses on mastering our responses to external events. This lesson, deeply rooted in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, is a cornerstone of Stoic thought. It emphasizes that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we have absolute power over how we respond. This concept is crucial for maintaining mental equilibrium and cultivating a life of peace and resilience. At the heart of this lesson lies the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control, a concept that differentiates between what is within our power and what is not. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers stressed the importance of focusing our energy on our own actions and attitudes, which are within our control, rather than external events, which are not. This understanding helps us to avoid unnecessary frustration and to direct our efforts more productively. Imagine you have prepared meticulously for a presentation at work, but the technology malfunctions, disrupting your flow and undermining your confidence. You cannot control the technology malfunction, but you can control how you respond to it. You can choose to become flustered, blaming the technology and allowing your frustration to derail your presentation. Or You can choose to accept the situation, adapting to the circumstances, and focusing on delivering your message effectively, regardless of the technical difficulties. The Stoic approach encourages you to reframe your perception of the challenge, viewing it not as a personal attack, but as an opportunity to demonstrate your adaptability, creativity, and problem-solving skills. It encourages you to focus on what you can control: your composure, your communication skills, and your ability to connect with your audience, despite the technical difficulties. By mastering your responses to external events, you can transform challenges into opportunities, cultivate resilience, and maintain a sense of inner peace, regardless of the circumstances. This is the essence of Stoic living, a life of purpose, balance, and unwavering inner strength. Emotional intelligence is key to mastering our responses. This involves recognizing our emotional reactions, understanding their origins, and then responding in a way that aligns with our rational thought. By doing so, we prevent our emotions from overpowering our rational judgment, allowing us to make decisions that are in line with our values and long-term goals. Practicing mindfulness is a practical way to improve our responses to external events. Mindfulness teaches us to pause before reacting, giving us the space to choose a response rather than being driven by instinctive reactions. Learning from adversity. Stoicism teaches us to embrace adversity as a teacher. Every challenging situation or difficult person we encounter is an opportunity to practice virtues like patience, empathy, and fortitude. Practical exercise. The Stoic pause. Whenever you feel a strong emotional reaction, pause for 10 seconds before responding. Use this time to consider a rational and composed reaction. If you receive criticism, instead of reacting defensively, take a moment to consider if there's constructive feedback. Respond thoughtfully, focusing on learning rather than reacting. Lesson 5. Developing resilience through acceptance, embracing what is. In our continuing journey through Stoic philosophy, we arrive at Lesson 5, which centers on the development of resilience through acceptance. This lesson, deeply inspired by the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers, explores the concept of accepting what we cannot change and using this acceptance as a foundation for building mental strength and resilience. Stoicism teaches that much of our distress comes not from external events themselves, but from our resistance to them. The Stoics, including Aurelius, advocated for a radical acceptance of whatever life presents us. This doesn't mean passive resignation, but rather an active acceptance that acknowledges the reality of the situation and then works within those parameters. Imagine you are diagnosed with a chronic illness. You have two choices: to resist the diagnosis, denying its reality and becoming consumed by anger, resentment, and despair, or to accept the diagnosis, acknowledging its impact on your life, but focusing on what you can control: your attitude, your lifestyle choices, and your commitment to managing your health effectively. The first option leads to a state of chronic stress and suffering, potentially undermining your ability to cope with the illness effectively. The second option allows you to find peace, meaning, and purpose, even in the face of adversity. It empowers you to take control of your health, to adapt to the challenges of living with a chronic illness, and to find joy and fulfillment in other aspects of your life. The key is to differentiate amor fati from passive resignation. While resignation implies a sense of helplessness or defeat, amor fati is a proactive love and enthusiasm for life in all its forms. It's an attitude that champions the idea of making the best out of every situation, finding joy and purpose in whatever happens, and refusing to be victimized by the vicissitudes of life. To integrate amorati into our daily lives, we must start by reframing our perspective on challenges and adversities. Instead of viewing them as obstacles, we can see them as necessary parts of our life's journey, chosen for us by the universe to help us grow. This shift in mindset transforms our experience of these events, allowing us to approach them with a positive and constructive attitude. Mindfulness and gratitude are key components in practicing amor fati. Being mindful allows us to fully experience and appreciate the present moment, while gratitude helps us find value and meaning in all our experiences. By cultivating these attitudes, we can strengthen our ability to love our fate, whatever it may entail. Practical exercise, daily acceptance affirmations. Each morning, identify one thing outside your control and verbally accept it. It could be as simple as acknowledging the weather. This practice builds acceptance of larger, uncontrollable life events. When experiencing a setback, instead of dwelling on frustration, acknowledge it as part of your journey. Reflect on what it teaches you about persistence or adaptability. Lesson 6. Fostering emotional agility with Stoicism, navigating the inner landscape. As we progress in our exploration of Stoic philosophy, Lesson 6 focuses on fostering emotional agility as a means to control the mind. This concept, deeply ingrained in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers, is about developing the ability to navigate our emotions effectively, allowing us to respond to life's vicissitudes with resilience and wisdom. Emotional agility in Stoicism is the ability to experience our emotions fully while maintaining the capacity to think and act rationally. It involves recognizing and accepting our emotions without being overwhelmed or controlled by them. This skill is crucial in enabling us to face life's challenges with clarity and balance. Imagine you're facing a difficult conversation with a loved one. You know that the conversation is likely to evoke strong emotions, such as anger, sadness, or fear. However, by cultivating emotional agility, you can approach the conversation with a sense of calm and composure, allowing you to communicate your needs effectively and listen to your loved one's perspective with empathy. You begin by acknowledging your emotions. You recognize that you're feeling anxious about the conversation, but you resist the urge to let this anxiety dictate your behavior. You remind yourself that your goal is to communicate effectively and to resolve the conflict in a constructive manner. During the conversation, you actively observe your emotions as they arise. You notice that you're feeling angry, but you resist the urge to interrupt or to become defensive. You take a deep breath, reminding yourself that you have the power to choose how you respond. You listen attentively to your loved one's perspective, acknowledging their feelings and validating their experience. You express your own needs clearly and respectfully, avoiding accusatory language or personal attacks. By navigating the conversation with emotional agility, you are able to communicate effectively, resolve the conflict, and strengthen your relationship, despite the strong emotions that are involved. In Stoic thought, rationality plays a key role in managing emotions. Marcus Aurelius and his Stoic contemporaries taught that while emotions are a natural part of our human experience, it is our rational mind that should guide our responses to these emotions. This doesn't imply suppressing or ignoring emotions, but understanding them through a lens of reason and wisdom. To develop emotional agility, Stoicism advocates for regular practice of mindfulness and self-awareness. This involves observing our emotions as they arise, understanding their triggers, and acknowledging their transient nature. By becoming more aware of our emotional patterns, we can respond to them in ways that align with our values and objectives. The essence of emotional agility lies in finding a balance between emotional and rational responses. It's about allowing ourselves to feel our emotions fully while simultaneously engaging our rational mind to decide the best course of action. This balance is what allows us to navigate complex situations with both empathy and logic. Stoicism encourages us to view every emotional experience as an opportunity for learning and growth. Practical exercise, emotional labeling. Whenever you feel a strong emotion, label it, "I am feeling anxious." Then rationalize why you feel this way and how you can address it logically. In moments of joy, take time to fully experience and savor the emotion. Reflect on what this positive emotion teaches you about your values and priorities. Lesson 7. Cultivating Stoic detachment for mental equilibrium. Finding peace in impermanence. In our exploration of Stoic philosophy, Lesson 7 delves into the practice of Stoic detachment as a method for controlling the mind. This lesson rooted in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers, emphasizes the importance of cultivating a sense of detachment from external circumstances and internal emotions to achieve mental equilibrium. Stoic detachment is not about indifference or a lack of empathy, but rather about maintaining an objective distance from things we cannot control. It involves recognizing that our happiness and peace of mind should not be dependent on external factors or the flux of our emotions. This detachment allows us to respond to life's events with clarity and composure. Imagine you are a passionate sports fan, and your favorite team loses a crucial game. You have two options: to become consumed by disappointment, allowing the loss to ruin your mood and affect your relationships, or to practice Stoic detachment, acknowledging the disappointment, but recognizing that the outcome of the game does not define your worth or your happiness. You can choose to separate your core self from the events that occur around us. This separation helps us understand that while we may be affected by external events, they do not define us or our capacity for happiness. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in cultivating Stoic detachment. This observational stance is a form of detachment that allows us to experience emotions without being overwhelmed by them, thus maintaining our mental equilibrium. Stoicism teaches the importance of embracing the impermanence of life and all its experiences. By acknowledging that change is the only constant, we learn to detach ourselves from a desire for permanence in external conditions. Developing a sense of detachment aids in making more rational and well-thought-out decisions. Practical exercise, detachment reflection. Identify a situation that typically upsets you. Reflect on why it affects you and practice viewing it objectively, without emotional attachment. When watching the news and feeling overwhelmed by global events, remind yourself of your circle of influence and focus your energy there, practicing detachment from global worries. Lesson 8. The Stoic practice of reflective meditation, a journey inward. In the 8th lesson of our journey through Stoic philosophy, we focus on the practice of reflective meditation as a means of controlling the mind. Stemming from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers, this lesson highlights the importance of introspection and contemplation in achieving mental clarity and self-mastery. Reflective meditation in Stoicism involves a deep and thoughtful examination of one's thoughts, actions, and experiences. Unlike other forms of meditation that emphasize clearing the mind, Stoic reflective meditation encourages active engagement with one's inner thoughts and feelings, analyzing them through the lens of Stoic principles. Imagine you're preparing to make a difficult decision, such as accepting a new job offer that requires you to relocate to a different city away from your family and friends. You can approach this decision with fear, anxiety, and a sense of overwhelm, or you can use the practice of reflective meditation to gain clarity, insight, and a sense of inner peace. You begin by creating a quiet space where you can be alone with your thoughts. You sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths to relax your body and calm your mind. You then begin to reflect on the decision before you. You ask yourself, what are my core values? What do I truly want in life? What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of this new job offer? How will this decision impact my relationships, my career, and my overall well-being? As you reflect on these questions, you allow your thoughts and emotions to surface without judgment. You observe them with curiosity, recognizing that they are simply thoughts and emotions, not facts. You then begin to analyze your thoughts and emotions through the lens of Stoic principles. You ask yourself, is my fear of the unknown clouding my judgment? Am I allowing my desire for security to prevent me from taking a risk? Am I prioritizing the opinions of others over my own inner wisdom? As you reflect on your thoughts and emotions, you begin to gain clarity and insight. You realize that your fear of the unknown is based on limiting beliefs and that you have the power to choose how you respond to change. You recognize that your desire for security is preventing you from pursuing a potentially fulfilling career opportunity. You acknowledge that you are prioritizing the opinions of others over your own inner wisdom. Armed with this new awareness, you are able to make a more informed and aligned decision. You choose to embrace the new job offer, recognizing that it aligns with your core values, that it offers opportunities for growth, and that it will ultimately lead to a more fulfilling life. The core to this practice is the concept of self-examination. It involves regularly assessing our behaviors and attitudes, asking ourselves whether they align with Stoic virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. This introspective process helps us identify areas for personal growth and cultivate a more disciplined and virtuous life. Reflective meditation also entails cultivating a heightened sense of awareness about our present moment experiences. By being fully present and mindful, we can observe our thoughts and emotions without getting swept away by them. This practice enables us to maintain a calm and balanced state of mind, even in challenging situations. A significant aspect of reflective meditation is learning from our daily experiences. Incorporating Stoic wisdom into reflective meditation enriches the practice. Contemplating the teachings of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius provides a framework for our reflections. Practical exercise. Evening Stoic reflection. Spend 10 minutes each evening reflecting on your day. Consider how Stoic principles were or were not applied in your actions and thoughts, and plan for improvements the next day. Visualize a challenging scenario and mentally rehearse how you might apply Stoic principles in that situation, focusing on maintaining inner peace and rational thinking. Lesson 9. Embracing a more fatty, loving your fate. In our continuing exploration of Stoic philosophy, Lesson 9 revolves around the concept of amor fati, a term that translates to love of fate or love of one's fate. This Stoic principle, emphasized by Marcus Aurelius and later adopted and expanded by Friedrich Nietzsche, teaches the importance of embracing everything that happens in life, both good and bad, with a loving acceptance. This mindset is integral to controlling the mind and achieving serenity. Amor fati is about more than just accepting one's fate. It's about actively loving and embracing everything that life throws our way. It's the understanding that everything that occurs, be it seemingly positive or negative, is an essential part of the tapestry of our existence. This concept encourages us to see every event, every moment, as an opportunity for growth and learning. Imagine you experience a significant setback in your life, such as a business failure, a relationship breakup, or a serious illness. You have two choices: to resist this experience, becoming consumed by anger, resentment, and despair, or to embrace it with amor fati, recognizing that it is an essential part of your journey, chosen for you by the universe to help you grow and evolve. With amor fati, you can choose to find the lessons and opportunities hidden within this setback. You might realize that the business failure taught you valuable lessons about entrepreneurship, resilience, and the importance of perseverance. You might discover that the relationship breakup opened the door for new and more fulfilling connections. You might find that the serious illness inspired you to prioritize your health, to appreciate the preciousness of life, and to connect with others who are facing similar challenges. By embracing amor fati, you can transform adversity into an opportunity for growth, find meaning in suffering, and live a life filled with purpose, joy, and unwavering inner strength. Differentiate amor fati from passive resignation. While resignation implies a sense of helplessness or defeat, amor fati is a proactive love and enthusiasm for life in all its forms. It's an attitude that champions the idea of making the best out of every situation, finding joy and purpose in whatever happens, and refusing to be victimized by the vicissitudes of life. Integrating amor fati into daily life begins with reframing our perspective on challenges and adversities. Mindfulness and gratitude are key components in practicing amor fati. Facing life with courage and optimism requires a certain level of courage and optimism. Practical exercise, gratitude journaling. Write down one challenging event each day and find something positive or a learning opportunity in it. This cultivates an attitude of loving what fate brings. In a difficult life phase like job loss, focus on the opportunities it presents, such as time for self-improvement or exploring new career paths, embodying the love of one's fate. Lesson 10. Practicing Stoic indifference for inner tranquility, finding freedom and acceptance. In the final lesson of our series on Stoic philosophy, we explore the concept of Stoic indifference, an essential practice for mind control and achieving inner tranquility. This principle, central to the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers, involves cultivating an attitude of indifference towards things that are beyond our control. Stoic indifference is about maintaining a composed and balanced state of mind regardless of external circumstances. It involves distinguishing between what matters and what doesn't, what is within our control and what isn't. The Stoics teach us that while we should care deeply about our character and actions, we should remain indifferent to things outside our influence. Imagine you are preparing for an important event, such as a public speaking engagement or a job interview. You have done everything you can to prepare, but you are still feeling anxious about the outcome. You have two choices: to become consumed by your anxiety, allowing it to undermine your confidence and impair your performance, or to practice Stoic indifference, acknowledging your anxiety but recognizing that the outcome is not entirely within your control. You can choose to focus on what you can control: your preparation, your delivery, your attitude, and your effort. You can remind yourself that you have done everything you can to prepare, and that whatever happens, you will learn from the experience and continue to grow. Stoicism involves maintaining emotional equanimity. By not allowing ourselves to be overly elated by positive events or unduly distressed by negative ones, we can respond to all situations with a level head and rational thought. This balanced emotional state is crucial for making wise decisions and living a life aligned with Stoic virtues. Applying Stoic indifference in daily life means being mindful of our reactions to external events. It involves asking ourselves whether our emotional response is proportional and whether the matter is within our control. Developing resilience through indifference is an important benefit. Practical exercise: indifference in action. When encountering a minor inconvenience like a long line, consciously remind yourself that it is insignificant in the grand scheme and practice remaining calm and indifferent. If a planned outing gets canceled, instead of feeling disappointed, use the time for self-reflection or a personal hobby, practicing indifference to change plans. Conclusion: the Stoic transformation, mastering the mind, embracing life. As we conclude our enlightening journey through the world of Stoicism, remember that the power to shape your reality lies within the fortress of your own mind. You have now been equipped with the ancient yet timeless tools of Stoic wisdom, each one a key to unlocking greater mental strength, tranquility, and resilience. Carry these teachings with you as you sail through life's ever-changing tides. Let the storms come. You are now the master of your own mind, a skilled navigator in the vast ocean of existence. Embrace each day as an opportunity to practice these principles, to cultivate a life of purpose, balance, and inner peace. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength,